So I have this presentation. I intend to not to take much of your time, but the main purpose is to introduce you to this Human Rights Education for Legal Professionals program of the Council of Europe, and to the courses, the online courses that you all can take and use on child-friendly justice. Next, please. I think you don't have the latest presentation, but anyhow, I'm gonna do with this one, and then I will share. I will ask you as organizers to share with all the participants of this important conference the latest presentation I sent you, because that is, you will see towards the end, you will see some of the slides are more refer to Georgia. Georgia in the Caucasus, a country where I was living and working for almost 6 years when I was working for the European Union. So, but we can do with this presentation, no need to change it. So we're gonna focus on the child-friendly justice course. Next, please. So this is just an introduction to this program of the Council of Europe. Is to help legal professionals, judges, prosecutors, and lawyers mainly to apply European human rights standards in their daily work, and mainly by training. And our courses cover both the Council of Europe and the EU dimension, though due to the need of interdisciplinarity, more and more our courses are also good for other professionals like social workers, police officers, or everybody that has to do with judicial proceedings. When we also speak about legal professionals, we mean not just current legal professionals, but also future. So our students are also very interested in the courses. Next. These are the three main components of the program. There is a network. There's a network of national judicial institutions plus bar associations. So there, you from Hungary will have also national institutions which are part of the help network, like the prosecutor's office. We have these free online courses. If you click on any of these links, you will land in the online platform, where if you browse our catalog of courses, you will find the child-friendly justice that I'm going to speak about in 2 minutes. Next. So here's quite impressive a slide where you can see the exponential growth in number of users of our online platform. And you can see that though we have been growing since 2015, from 2019 to 2020, the cuts are taken in June every year. The growth has been amazing. And this has to do with the fact of the movement restrictions by the COVID pandemic, which has moved a lot of people to go to our online courses. A colleague of mine, told me the other day, Eva, Help is like a Netflix of the Council of Europe, and you can see by the figures that it's becoming to next. So this here you have just example of some of the courses that you can find on our platform, and you can see that they cover various topics from anti-discrimination, data protection, bioethics, business, sports, asylum, labor rights. Next, but the most important course for you will be this child-friendly justice and children rights, and then refugee and migrant children, and a module within a course that I will present you later. Next, thank you, Stefan. Yes, this is why did the Council of Europe develop this course? Well, it went directly into one of the points of our strategy for the rights of the child in 2016-2020, where we really thought that there cannot be enjoyment of children's rights without a proper child-friendly justice. Next. And that's why, together with the Children's Division of the Council of Europe and the Health Programme, we decided to develop an online course to strengthen and harmonize the knowledge related to the European Convention on Human Rights across the Council of Europe member states. We wanted to really improve the quality of judicial proceedings and therefore strengthen the protection of the children. And the content of the course is mainly based on the guidelines of the Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe on Child-Friendly Justice. Next, please. Yes, we developed this course with a number of experts within the Council of Europe, but also building synergies with partners like UNHCR or the EU Fundamental Rights Agency. And though this course is primarily addressed to legal professionals, as I mentioned, it is also addressed to children's rights experts. Actually, one of the experts was Benoit from Defense Children International that I know has also a role in this conference. And the possible further target audience is obviously mm, the civil servants, but also ombudspersons offices, NGOs, etc. Next. So that's the outline of the 9 modules of the course. An introduction, we focus on what's just child-friendly justice, non-judicial proceedings, general elements, interaction with children in judicial systems, the main challenges, interdisciplinarity, deprivation of liberty, violence against children, and migration and asylum. Next, and now we are going to, you see here, the course is full of videos, it's quite interactive. It has examples, exercises, and here you have the introduction. The course is presented by my colleague Regina Jensdottir, who's the head of the Children's Rights Division of the Council of Europe. Next, we have now a series of slides. Next, please. Where you have one slide per module. I may not go in detail per each module, but I wanted you to have all the information here. Well, obviously, we base as well the course on the convention on the rights of the child, and also, as I said, on the case law and the system of the European Convention on Human Rights, because though there is no right of children specifically explicitly mentioned, obviously all the rights enshrined in the convention are applicable to children, and all the case law of the Strasbourg court has been considered when having implications to children. So we also cover the principles of child-friendly justice with its paramount, the best interest of the child, the need for the child to participate, to preserve the dignity, and the importance of a rule of law. And then we use, it's quite, as I said, quite interactive. We are using 4 animated characters, all of them representing various situations into which children can come in contact with the law. So a girl whose parents are divorced, or subject to abuse, a migrant, refugee, child, and also a perpetrator. So you also can watch one of the Strasbourg court, a Deprivation. This is Deprivation judge, speaking, having her view on the course and the best interest of the child. Next, please. So module 2 is really going into child-friendly justice uh, throughout the whole chain of the justice system, before, during, and after judicial procedures. We analyze the Council of Europe guidelines, which are, I think, to date, one of the best set of standards, at least on European soil, applicable to ensure child-friendly justice, and then special situations. Next is the module on non-judicial proceedings. I think we should try to always resort to non-judicial proceedings if it is in the best interest of the child. So we talk about the main advantage, the warranties and conditions, and how these non-judicial proceedings can also be accompanied. Next, a general elements. This is module 4. On each of these slides, you're getting some screenshots. The images correspond to screenshots of the online course. So this module covers both general measures to protect children throughout the proceedings, paying particular attention to privacy and to the right of to legal representation, the safeguards and protection measures with all the actors or stakeholders accompanying adult, public, the bench of the accused, the judge in the week. It's very important for children to be able to clearly recognize who was the main authority. That's why we use this expression, judge in the week. It's very, very visible for a child or in a uniform. Then what should the conditions of the interviewing waiting room be, appropriate communication technology, and then to guide professionals, we give some example of a checklist. Next is challenges, which are the main challenges, of course, the age of understanding, but as the previous speaker, Barbara, also very clearly explained, is the gender, the status, vulnerabilities, so I will not dwell into this module. Next, Stefan, please. This is the interdisciplinarity I was mentioning in the beginning. It is clear that we need teamwork, that only one piece of the puzzle working alone in a vacuum cannot yield good results. That's why judges, prosecutors, but also social workers, police officers, legal representation, everybody has to be working in with this holistic approach. And why we need to, this is more an awareness raising module to favor, to promote this interdisciplinary work. Next slide. 7 module focuses on deprivation of liberty, the international framework, definitions, how it has to be ordered by an authority. I want to be very clear here. In the Council of Europe, we think, many of us think that children should not be detained, that they should be rather helped and coached and encouraged to deter from misconduct, but we should avoid detention. Still, since it exists and it is there, we need to also clarify where and why, and which are the standards. Of course, these are minimum standards that need to be respected. Nothing prevents countries to set up a higher level of standards, and then the monitoring and complaint mechanism. Next, and that's the module on violence against children based on the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, Palermo Protocol, the case law of the European Court on Human Rights, and the Lanzarote Convention. with, of course, an overview of physical abuse, psychological or emotional, and sexual abuse. Next, please. Next. Okay, this is, well, yes, we have a separate help course on violence against women and domestic violence. And next, this is the last module of this course. We have, at the time that when we developed this course, that was 2016 and 2017, we spoke about the specific rights of migrant children, where we had the European Convention on Human Rights, the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights as well, the Convention on the Right of the Children, and mm, we cover unaccompanied children, family reunification, detention, administrative proceedings. But we're going to see in a minute that we had to develop a dedicated course to it because of the amplification that the problem started to have already at the time of this course development. Next, this is the separate help course that I just mentioned right away. Next, so this is how long does it take taking this course? So the course on child-friendly justice takes approximately 10 hours, and you can take it as self-learning. It is available to anybody who opens an account in our platform. And if you take it as self-learning, next, you can print. If you complete the course, you can auto-generate a statement of accomplishment that has an individualized code so that it cannot be forged. And that's very useful for anybody who's taking our courses. Next, this is only available if a country, like the Justice Academy of any of your countries, would come to us and would decide to launch the course in your country, and then one person who has from your country appointed by this institution that gets a help training of a couple of days, participates in one of our training of trainers, then they can tutor a course, which means that the course will be translated into your national language, and the course will be complemented with the national law and the national case law. And then after a virtual event similar to a seminar, the course continues online but guided by the national tutor. Next. And then you can receive, instead of a statement of accomplishment, of individual accomplishment of the course online, you can receive a certificate. It's something like upgraded. And next, this certificate can not only have the logo of the Council of Europe or of the European Union, if the course has been developed under a EU-funded project, but also of the national institution. Next. So these are some of the countries where this course has been launched, the child-friendly justice, you can see. So there are still many countries where it could be launched, including Hungary. Why not? Next, we're gonna launch it in Portugal. Next, this I wanted to include also a mention to a specific module that exists within the Help broader course on family law. This is module 5. You can take it in just 1 hour and a half, and this is in a more modern version, and it deals with two topics of high interest these days. One is the protection of children from sexual exploitation and sexual abuse, so the Council of Europe Convention. And then chapter 2 is the rights of the child in the digital environment. One of the authors of this chapter 2, The Rights of the Child in the Digital Environment, is an Austrian lady that was awarded with a prize, and I really recommend this module. Next. These are screenshots, as you can see, of the part on the Lanzarote Convention I was mentioning, and the other one on the part of digital environment and how it is affecting children everywhere. Next. This is the specific course that I mentioned on refugee and migrant children. So there is a module within the the child-friendly justice. You have here a dedicated course dealing with some topics. Next is you have we developed this with also in partnership with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee, and you can see that it is just for those of you working or having an interest on refugee and migrant children. You should not miss this course. Next. So this is the end of the presentation. This is how you can access our courses. The link is repeatedly used in the presentation. And I have a recap of this child-friendly justice. You can see at the bottom the languages of the course, the refugee and migrant children, and the family law and human rights. And if we have the language, usually we may have tutored this course in the respective country, which means that together with the European or international standards, you're gonna get everything which is relevant to the topic of the country. So case law, practice, and legislation. Next. This is, thank you very much. You can either contact me, I'm the head of unit, or my colleague Valentina Boss, she's Italian, who coordinated from the help team, sorry, this particular course. My colleagues from the Children Rights Policies and Cooperation, Mirka and Livia. Livia may move soon, but Mirka will continue there. And help universities is Anna Medarska. So thank you very much, Stefan, and I'm ready to take any question if people have it.